bag of sunflower seeds costs about 40 cents a pound. Run it through one machine, and what comes out the other side sells for $8 a bottle. That's not a typo. That's cold-pressed oil. And right now, small operators running a single machine out of a rented garage are quietly pulling in six figures a year doing exactly this. Today I'm going to show you exactly how the money moves, the real costs, the real profit per batch, and the mistake that kills most people before they ever sell their first bottle. Why this business works. Here's the thing nobody tells you about cooking oil. It's one of the few products people buy every single week, no matter what's happening in the economy. Restaurants need it. Bakeries need it. Every household on the planet needs it. That part isn't new. What is new is who they're buying it from. 5 years ago, a bottle of oil was a bottle of oil. Today, more people are checking labels, asking what's been added, what's been stripped out, what's been heated to death in a factory somewhere. And the moment people start asking those questions, a door opens for someone small to walk through. Someone who can say this was pressed fresh, 3 miles from your house, last Tuesday. That's not a marketing gimmick. That's the entire business model. The machine. So what's actually doing the work here? It's called a cold press oil machine, and it does one job. It squeezes oil out of seeds without cooking them. Sunflower, sesame, peanut, mustard. You drop clean seeds into a hopper. A screw mechanism inside compresses them under serious pressure, and two things come out. Golden oil from one side. A dry, compressed block called oil cake from the other. Most beginners look at that oil cake and see waste. It's not. Farms buy it as livestock feed. Some buy it as fertilizer. You're running one batch of seeds through one machine, and you're walking away with two products you can sell separately. That's not a bonus feature. That's a second revenue stream built into the process for free. The machine itself isn't complicated to run. It doesn't need a warehouse. It doesn't need a factory floor. Plenty of people are operating one out of a garage, a small rented unit, or a converted shed. Quick pause. If you're new here, this channel breaks down real machine-based businesses like this one every week, with actual numbers instead of hype. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one, because it's a good one. How the product actually gets made. Let's walk it start to finish. Bags of raw seeds arrive. Before anything touches the machine, they get cleaned, dust, stones, husks, all of it removed. Skip this step and you'll wreck the machine and ruin the batch. This is the step every beginner underestimates. Clean seeds go into the hopper. The press does its job. Oil comes out one side, cake comes out the other. The oil gets filtered to pull out any fine particles, because cloudy oil doesn't sell no matter how good it tastes. Then it's bottled, sealed, labeled, and boxed. From there, it either goes straight to a buyer who's already lined up, or it sits in storage waiting for one. And that difference, having a buyer ready versus hoping one shows up, is the difference between a business and an expensive hobby. We'll come back to that. The actual numbers. This is the part everyone clicks for, so let's not dance around it. A small commercial cold press machine runs somewhere between $2,500 and $6,000, depending on capacity and how automated it is. Add filtering equipment, bottles, labels, and basic setup, and you're looking at a starting investment in the $4,000 to $8,000 range for a genuinely small operation. Not free, not out of reach either. Now the part that actually matters, the batch math. Say you're running sunflower seeds. A kilogram of raw seed might cost you around 90 cents. From that kilogram, you typically extract roughly 350 to 400 milliliters of oil, depending on seed quality and your machine's efficiency. Bottled and sold at a fair market rate for fresh, cold-pressed oil. Call it $9 to $12 per 500 milliliters bottle. That kilogram of 90-cent seed just produced oil worth several times its raw cost. And that's before you've sold a single gram of the leftover cake, which farms will often buy for a modest but real add-on price. Scale that to processing 100 to 150 kilograms of seed a day, very achievable for one small machine running part-time. And you start to see monthly revenue that genuinely surprises people who assumed this was a small potatoes operation. But, and this is the part almost every video in this space leaves out, your real cost isn't the machine. It's raw materials, packaging, electricity, and eventually labor once you outgrow doing it solo. Margins get squeezed by all four of those every single month, whether you sold anything or not. Packaging alone catches people off guard. Glass bottles, caps, labels, and cartons can quietly eat 15 to 20% of revenue if you're not buying them in bulk from day one. Electricity is smaller than people expect. These machines aren't huge power draws, but it adds up once you're running several batches a day. And the moment you bring on even one part-time helper for bottling and deliveries, your entire cost structure shifts. That's usually the point where owners realize spreadsheets matter just as much as seeds do. The businesses that actually hit real profitability aren't the ones with the fanciest machine. They're the ones that kept their waste low, kept their costs boring and predictable, and sold consistently, month after month, without gaps. Predictability, not size, is what separates a real business from a hobby with good intentions. If numbers like this are useful to you, subscribing genuinely helps. I break down the real cost per batch math for a different machine business every week, and it's the kind of thing that's hard to find anywhere else on this platform. From one machine to real money. So how does one machine in a garage turn into something bigger? It's never a straight line, and it's never fast. It starts hyper-local, a farmer's market stall, a handful of neighborhood stores willing to take 5 bottles on consignment. The goal at this stage isn't profit. It's proof. Proof that people will buy a second bottle after the first one. Once that's working, the next customers are restaurants and bakeries, places that need oil every single week, not once a month. That's when income stops being occasional and starts being predictable. From there, some owners move into private labeling, pressing oil that gets sold under someone else's brand name entirely, at volume. Others chase certifications and start exporting to markets where fresh, cold-pressed oil sells at an even bigger premium. The people who get there didn't do it by buying 5 more machines on day one. They did it by proving demand first, every single time, before adding an ounce of capacity. Machines are easy to buy. Buyers are what actually take time to build. And that's usually the real bottleneck nobody talks about. Where people actually lose money. Here's where I'll save you some money. The single biggest mistake is buying the machine before you have a single buyer lined up. People get excited, place the order, and then spend the next 3 months trying to figure out who's actually going to purchase their oil. That machine sits there depreciating while they figure it out. Line up your first few buyers before you spend $1 on equipment. Even informal commitments from 2 or 3 local stores changes everything. Second mistake, inconsistent quality. One bad-tasting batch, one cloudy bottle, and a customer who was ready to become a regular just quietly goes back to buying from the supermarket. In this business, your reputation is your entire marketing budget. And the third mistake, trying to scale before the first market is actually saturated. Master one neighborhood before you chase the next one. It's slower. It's also how the businesses that survive actually get built. So, can one $4,000 machine actually build a real business? Yes, but not because the machine is magic. Because the business gets built around it. The buyers you line up first, the quality you protect, and the discipline to grow one customer at a time instead of chasing scale too early. If this kind of breakdown was useful, the next video is one you'll want to see. It's a machine that turns something people literally throw away into a product they're now getting paid for. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.